because we're going to be doing lots of hill climbing in this Gran Fondo, we have to start thinking about training for those hills. So we need to do some hill workouts. But in Saskatchewan, let's face it, there's not a ton of hills, especially long, sustained hills. But the one thing we have in Saskatchewan is what I call Saskatchewan hills, which is wind, right? So we can get lots of long, sustained effort here that's hard going into the wind, because on Sunday we were out and the wind was 61 kilometers per hour. So that's a sustained effort for a long period of time where you're working into that wind. And so you can just really settle in and start thinking about that wind being the same resistance that you would have if you were climbing a hill. So trick to hills, right, is that one of the things you want to think about is that you want to make sure that you don't blow up. And one of the things when we think about not blowing up is that you got to make sure that when you're going up that hill, that if here's your anaerobic threshold or your ATP or your FTP, right, you got to make sure that you're trying to stay below that while you're climbing that hill. Now, we know that at certain periods of time we can go up over it, like we do in our interval workouts, but if you're going to climb for like 40 or 50 minutes up a hill, or 30 or 40 minutes with sustained effort, you got to make sure that you're not going above that FTP, because the next hill you'll end up blowing up on it. What I like to tell people to do is to start with their hill workouts not as hill intervals. In other words, it's not an anaerobic activity, because on race day, you're not going to be going up those hills anaerobically. You got to learn how to go up them aerobically. So what I'll be doing is I'll be going to the mountains and practicing some long sustained hill climbing and doing that aerobically. But here in Saskatchewan, what we can start to do is we can work with our Sask hills, which is wind. We can work on our small hills in our Thursday, Saturday rides, just with the terrain thrown in them with our harsh sustained effort, making sure that we're being aerobic the whole time and not going anaerobic. Because if you go anaerobic, you're going to blow up on that hill. That makes for an ugly day.